my dolly dearies, and welcome to another video. Now today we are moving on with the remake of my Zodiac series, and since it is May, we are of course making TAURUS. Now, the TAURUS concept I came up with I'm still quite happy with, this kind of black and white, duotone, very kind of cool skater girl thing. But she is of course in need of a bit of an update and a bit of repair, just as our Aries was. So without any further ado, let's get on with the video. As we can see here, she has not fared too great. Her braids have started to come undone as the elastics have rotted, and her eyes have gone very, very yellow. Her hair has started to peel away. She is not looking too great. So let's strip her off and get her all prepped for her new look. This actually took way longer than I thought it would, and I also wanted to try and salvage her hair. Unlike Aries, I glued all of Taurus's hair on. So I did my best to take it off and salvage what I could, along with popping out those nasty yellow eyes. Oof, some of the resin is still uncured, my god. We can also take off all of her clothing and accessories. I was quite proud of this little cocktail dress when I made it. It was made out of one piece of spandex, and I was so happy with how it turned out. And we can also get rid of that janky tail. Now we can move on to removing her face paint with acetone. I take my 100% acetone and use it to wipe all of the muck and grime from her face, along with trying to use it to clear her shoes of paint. For some reason, this paint and MSC really stuck around this time, and it was really welded on there, so this took quite a bit of drying. But now she's all blank and ready to go. With all that done, I can then take out the chalk pastels and begin blushing her. Unfortunately, it just was very blotchy with the MSC. I don't think it fully cured, so I did my best to wipe it off with some water and wait for the MSC to dry a bit longer. With it a bit more dry, I come back and I begin to start painting on the basic details. I decided, after sitting with her for a while, to actually leave no blush on her to help lean into this really duotone black and white look. To begin, I bring back the segmentation on her lips and start to bring in some really nice graphic eyeliner. I wanted to do something really extreme for her, so I kind of went for this really sharp black and white graphic eyeliner look which spiderwebs all across her face. I always find it much easier to get dolls' faces symmetrical by turning the doll upside down, because then I can kind of better mirror the eye without thinking too much about the fact that it is an eye that I'm trying to copy, and can better focus on just the shapes. I make sure to neaten up any line I mess up instantly after making it while my gouache paint is still wet, therefore it won't stain as much and I can get rid of it really nice, quick and easily. After putting in all of the black details, I go in with some white gouache paint to reflect the same but ever so slightly change on the eyes in white. I will say I did notice while rewatching this back, she is kind of giving calmer vibes, which I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But honestly, I think she slays a bit more. I did try painting the little Taurus sign on her forehead, but I wasn't really a fan of how it was turning out, so I ended up going back and forth on it for a bit before eventually removing it. And with some popped in resin eyes that I made while I was making Aries, she is looking absolutely great. Now we have to do something about the rest of her. I decided to begin with the shoes, which I scraped as much paint off as I could, but still not 100% there. To begin, I slap on a base coat of white across them. I'm really going to try and pick out the details the best I can using my black and white paint across these shoes. After a couple hours of painting for each shoe and a bit of bedazzling, we end up with these, which I'm honestly so insanely proud of. I love how they turned out. Now onto the hair. I painted her head into two segments, black and white, just like before. And then I took some wefts which I made of each colour. Now the colour had slightly faded to purple, so I re-dyed it off screen and put it into two pigtails as it wasn't quite long enough to do braids now that it had been shortened when trying to salvage it. I did also stain my hands a bit in the Sharpie dyeing process, but that's fine. She is looking really cool. Now onto the outfit. While I did really like the skater dress thing, I thought it'd be much cooler to go for kind of a roughed up, more kind of visual K look. So I made her a super duper scruffed up shirt, which I put some gemstones on as buttons. And also this really cute mini skirt that I made for a test out of scrap fabric years back, and it actually works super well on her. Now for the tail. I fold over a bunch of white yarn and brush it out and iron it at the end to get this really nice white plume. I then take some really thin black acrylic yarn and begin slowly wrapping that down the rest of the wire to cover it and make it look a bit more tail-like. I really tried my best to get the hot glue as thin as possible so that it wouldn't leak through the yarn and show through on the final tail. And with her tail shoved back into that hole on her back, she's good to go and is all done. So in love with how she turned out. She turned out in such a cool kind of style which I never thought to do for a doll before. What do you guys think? Do you prefer her before or after? Let me know in the comment section down below. I cannot wait to get started with the rest of this series. Seeing how much the dolls have changed in just these few years is absolutely insane to me. Comment who you're most excited to see remade. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and maybe even share with a friend if you're feeling adventurous. Thank you guys all so much for watching, and I shall see you all in the next one. Bye!